Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create test cases, some basic test cases for the withdrawal use case. So to do that, first we need to give our project name, just a project name, and we're going to have some, let's say, a module, and then we also must have some created by field and date created. Let's add these, like date created, date reviewed, for instance. Yeah, so this would be our header information, and our project name is let's say it's ATM. A module that we're working on is withdrawal. It's also our use case, and created by, like, let's say it A, and the date time will be months, day, year, could be any. Okay, so we can just make it a little bit, like this. Okay, and let's make it a table look like. The next, we need to create our fields. The first one, let's say it's going to be our test case ID. Okay, it's going to be our test case ID, and the next one would be, let's say, the use case, and the use case would be the withdrawal, and then we'll have a test title. Okay, in test case we'll have let's call it test case 1 as an ID, and then we'll have test case 2, test case 4, and test case test case 3, and then test case 4, and so on. Yeah, and these ones we don't want to highlight it, just make it white this way, and this one we can make it background as a gray color. So test title, and then next we'll have test steps. Okay, test steps is basically we describe every single step in order to conduct our test. And the next we'll have test input. Here we will have sample input that we use for testing. It could be, for instance, if you're testing a withdrawal amount, then it could be like $40 or $35 as an input for testing. And next field, usually we have a expected result. Yeah. And it's also good to have a post condition, which is something like after your test is over, what would be the state of the program, for instance. Yeah, is it supposed to display something, or is it supposed to switch to another menu item, for instance? Yeah, or something like that. So, and then the next one is actual result. So after testing, we have expected result, which is, for instance, if we do something, using our test steps and then entering our test input, we are expecting some kind of result, right? But sometimes our expected result does not match with our actual result, and it differs, right? So actual result usually comes after we conduct the test. Okay. The next we have status, and status it also comes after we conduct our tests. Usually it's pass or fail, and then we may also have some notes. Okay, so these would be our fields that we're going to fill in. Okay, so the first thing that we need to create is our test title, which is probably the most important part because this has a meaning of of our whole test. This is basically the goal of our test. Yeah, so it should be short, it should be descriptive. Yeah, it shouldn't have any redundant text. So let's suppose we want to verify some withdrawal functionality, and then we want to conduct let's say positive testing. Yeah, so it will be our positive test. So we will just test a simple withdrawal process, in which we expect successful result. Yeah, so we'll just type in verify the cash withdrawal functionality by entering some valid amount. When we say a valid amount, we know that well, user in his balance must have this kind of this amount of money, and plus it will be the amount where we have these bills available in our dispenser. Yeah, so, and this is our positive test. So what would be our test steps? The first one would be customer must enter his card and PIN number. Yeah, and the second step would be he needs to select withdrawal, and the third step should be he needs to enter the amount, and number 4 step, he needs to confirm it. Right? Okay. And the test input probably let's make it $20. Okay. And expected result would be app allows the ATM withdraw the amount and updates customer balance. Okay, so the balance gets updated because we're withdrawing money, so we have to minus from total balance, total amount, this amount. So if the customer had $100 in his balance, total amount, then after this withdrawal he needs to have $80 left. Yeah. So and this is expected result, and what would be the post condition? Well, we can say the updated balance is displayed and the receipt is printed, plus customer session expires. Yeah. So he received his money, and next time if he wants to withdraw more money, this ATM machine, let's suppose that it needs to ask for the PIN number again. So in that case, the session gets expired, and in next transaction the PIN will be asked again. Yeah, and the actual result comes only after test, and the status also is set after we conduct our test. So this is a very simple positive test case that we have created. So pay attention that this test case covers only 1 unit of work. Yeah, just a 1 unit, smallest possible unit test of this functionality of withdrawal. Okay, so basically what it does is just checks if the amount is entered is correct. if the balance exists, if everything is working, it's supposed to be able to withdraw the amount which is requested by the customer. Okay, it simply checks for the positive work of the functionality. Okay, and let's go ahead and create another one, and this is also withdrawal. These are all our withdrawal use cases. And the next one would be, let's verify the cash withdrawal functionality by entering an amount greater than the total available balance in the account. What is it supposed to happen in that case? So I just simply typed in the title. And title is verify the cash withdrawal function by entering an amount greater than total available balance in the account. And test steps would be the same. So customer enters the PIN, selects the withdrawal, enters the amount, and then hits confirm. So the amount, let's suppose that we have our balance to be $200, and we entered. Well, let's suppose our balance is $100, and then the user enters $200 amount. Yeah. In that case, what is it supposed to happen? Well, expected result would be something like message must be displayed saying withdrawal amount exceeds the available amount. Okay, and there should be no change in balance, and then user should be thrown back to the main menu, or user can be offered different amount, like less than 100. Okay, so I'm gonna just type it in that change in balance back to main menu. Okay, so our second test case is ready. So what would be the next one? This was actually our negative test case. Okay, the first one was positive test, and this one was negative test, because user tried to break the rule, and the system did not allow the user to break the rule. Yeah, so the user is trying to do something negative, right? That is why it's called negative testing, guys. So test case 3, and let's come up with the next one. Let's verify the cash withdrawal functionality by entering unexisting bill amounts. Like, let's say our dispenser has $20 bills, but we want $35. So what is it supposed to be? Again, steps would be the same, and the amount entered would be, let's say, $35. And this should be some kind of message displayed saying like withdrawal amount is not available. And the post condition probably would be something like the system supposed to offer different amount, like $20 or $40. Okay, so let's create another test case number 4. In this case, we're going to ask for the money that exceeds per day limit. Sometimes ATM machines have the limit per day. Yeah, like for instance, it could be $5,000 or $10,000 per day limit. So we need to check that. So we'll just say verify the cash withdrawal functionality by entering an amount greater than per day limit, $5,000. So the steps probably I would say would be the same. Yeah, we can just copy paste from this cell, but instead entering an existing amount, we enter amount that exceeds daily limit, and then we confirm. And let's suppose our amount would be like 100,000, or let's say million, or 100 million. So what would be the expected result? Again, you guys have guessed already. There will be some kind of message displayed saying like your amount has exceeded, and it will offer, let's say, if the balance of the customer is over $5,000, then probably it will offer to withdraw $5,000. So this would be our post condition. Okay, and the actual result would be, again, after we conduct the test. After we conduct the test, we see the actual result, and we fill in this field, these cells, after we conduct our actual test. Okay, so let me type in these text also. Okay, I just typed in. So it says message is displayed, withdrawal amount exceeds daily amount of $5,000, and then a post condition would be it will offer a different amount like 5,000. Okay, so now we have already 4 test cases. We have created 4 test cases, and try to create test cases, like similar test cases with a similar approach for the deposit use case. Okay, we did withdrawal, and then in your exercise, please try to create similar test cases for the deposit. And when we look at our code in Visual Studio, we will compare your test cases, and we'll try to write some unit tests. And I hope and I know that your test cases will be very similar to the ones that we will have in our unit tests. Okay, thank you guys, and see you in our next video, where we'll actually start writing some unit tests.